Change your diet, change your life, change the planet. Hey, this is my friend Ellen, and she just showed me this sweet little girl. Is this Holly?
This is Holly, a little female domesticated mouse.
Tell me about Holly.
And Holly was going to be fed to a snake. 99% of the mice that are in pet stores get fed to snakes, unfortunately. And I took her home because I couldn't stand the idea of her being fed to a snake. So this little one has to be fed, hand-fed about every 2 hours, and she'll probably be weaned within another week.
And what will you do with her when she's full grown?
She will become a companion to Squeak, hopefully.
Oh.
If the two get along. Yeah.
And how large will she get?
Size of an adult little regular mouse that you see running around.
So was she bred specifically to feed snakes and other predators in pet stores?
Yep. The pet store actually had probably a couple hundred mice, and they said they go through about 100 a week sometimes, just to be sold off as snake food. It was sort of a nice feeling to save her from becoming snake food.
And how much do they charge you to
$1.25.
She's, oh no, that's it?
There's an expensive pet, huh?
It's so sad that they put $1.25 on her life.
Yeah.
Cutie.
Yeah.
So tell me the story.
Oh,
Herman?
about Herman was a little house sparrow that I raised from a baby, and he loved people. So had you entered the house at the time Herman was there, he would have made a beeline through the air straight at you and jumped on your hat and began playing with your hat and your ears and pulling on your hair and all that. So he was very tuned into people, and he followed me everywhere. And he was allowed to run around or fly around the house a lot. And then one day he escaped, as many birds unfortunately do, out the door. But in his case, he was a wild bird to begin with, so I knew he wanted to be wild. So I didn't see him for 3 days. And then suddenly I got a call from a woman who had previously brought me various animals. So she knew me for about, in terms of association with birds. And she called and she said, "Ellen, my husband is a construction worker. He's at a construction site in South Burlington, and he's being attacked by a very large bird, and he doesn't know what to do." And he said the whole crew is afraid of this bird. So I said, well, it sounds like there's something really odd about this bird. I said, if he can catch it and wants to bring it to me, he's welcome to. And she said, well, I'll go down and pick it up from him. She said, it's quite easy. He said, the bird lands on him and he can pick it right up. So she went and got the bird, and he had put it in a box by then. She brought me the box, and she said, now my husband said to warn you, this is a very large and very mean bird. Be careful. So I opened the box thinking there was like a deranged crow maybe in there. And suddenly, out pops Tiny Herman the house sparrow, who's only 3 inches long, jumps onto my arm and begins grooming himself as though he'd always been home. So I yelled, "Herman! Oh my God, I've been missing you." And the lady gave me the strangest look, like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "I lost this bird three days ago, and I've been wondering where he went ever since." Oh no. So Herman was back home for a period of time before he decided to finally make a final escape and went back into the wild with the rest of, which is where he should have been, but he was too tame to release at that time. So
sweet. Ellen, tell me, how did your love affair with mice begin?
Oh, this reminds me of the WCAX interview. That began thanks to Wren, who brought home, she was in...
Wren is Ellen's sister.
Yeah, Sister Wren, who happened to be at school, in grade school, I can't remember what age, maybe 4th or 5th grade. A little kid had a little spotted mouse, a domesticated mouse named Speedy. And his mother wouldn't let him keep it anymore or something like that, so he gave it to Wren, who brought it home. And I was in love with that mouse. He was one of those very placid domesticated mice who just let you hold him, like this one, just was sat in your hand. He was warm and soft, and that was what started it all. So then if I found a litter of orphan mice, which occasionally happened, I would make attempts at that time to hand raise them. Not always successful, because at that time I didn't know what was required to successfully hand raise a mouse like this little orphan here. So once you know all the details, you can successfully hand raise a mouse, but it just takes a lot of knowledge. Yep, hand feedings every 2 hours and a lot of other things that go into keeping them alive and thriving.
So these have been your children for the past several decades.
Right. Never had any human ones. But these are not quite as intelligent, but still very cute.
Maybe that's an advantage, right?
Yeah, right. It can be an advantage, less of a challenge maybe at times.